Hi there, it's time for another unboxing video. Yes, now I'm separating the unboxing videos from the actual puzzle feature so that there will be no confusions. And again, Daki has taken over the package. Well, actually they've returned it to me, so it should be quite fine. Unless there's something in here that is quite questionable. Now, the package itself is a slightly irregularly shaped, and there is a fuchsia covering, which is quite interesting. However, you can see it's still sealed, so this is some kind of envelope, I guess, for a special Mother's Day occasion from the mail room. Now let's see if we can get into this and excavate anything that's inside. Now I have three different ideas as to what's inside of this, and I'm actually a right-handed cutter, which is very odd, so let's go ahead and do that. There are at least three things this can be. Let's hope it's a puzzle. Okay. And very drastically it's decreasing the number of things it could be, because there is a box in it, an unlabeled box. Okay, let's do minimal thing. We're just going to rip this off and slide the box out. Alrighty, and we have this slightly weird box. So it looks like this box was hand cut, folded, and assembled, I guess. It's quite odd. So let's make like knives and slice. Now I do believe this comes from eBay, which then means in turn it comes from anywhere. So let's see what this is. Wow. Maybe I should have opted for an actual knife for this video. Okay. Alrighty, I think I've made all necessary cuts, and let's see what we've got here. Alright, actually it appears it has come from Amazon, and actually there is an address right there. Quite unfortunate. I'm going to blur that out, you'll never see it. And let's open the other flap. And I can see what we have right here, bubble wrap. There we are. They're from another place, and bubble wrapped box, and more bubble wrapping cushioning. Very great box. It's been handmade and cut and designed, or it's been flipped upside down. A reversed box to contain another box. Now, if you cannot tell already, this is indeed a puzzle. And though I do enjoy the sound of popping bubble wrap, this will not get us anywhere close to opening the puzzle. So let's get these scissors out. Okay. There we go. And with packaging out of the way, let's see what we've got here. This is Brick by Brick, a 5-piece puzzle to drive you up the wall. I see what you did there. And here we have a price tag with the original price ripped off, and it actually has a flap. And opening it up, you can see, well, kind of, because I have a light in the way. Brick by Brick is a polyform. Its 5 pieces contain all the possibilities for combining 3 rectangular blocks together in staggered layers. Puzzle purists and mathematicians like this kind of puzzle because the rules are simple and complete, but lead to a wealth of possibilities. And then I'll move the light. To play Brick by Brick, simply combine the 5 pieces to form symmetrical walls. To get going, we've included a set of cards to show some of the walls that are possible. Once you've mastered our patterns, go out and create your own. As you play Brick by Brick, we hope you see how fresh and creative it is. Each solution, when you reach it, seems to jump out of nowhere, but it seems obvious once it appears. The rules: complete walls must be symmetrical with the same profile, left and right. Number 2, individual bricks must overlap between layers like a real brick wall. And we've got some more info. It says here, okay. It comes with a puzzle card deck with solutions on the back. And it says here, play Brick by yourself or with friends for the truly adventurous. 11 wall patterns are also included that require 2 or more sets of bricks. Go to it. And here are an illustration of the 5 pieces. And further going around the box, we have, again, Brick by Brick, the logo, and some examples of the walls that you can create with this. It says at the back, to play, combine the 5 pieces to match the puzzle shapes shown on the enclosed cards. Solutions included on the back. And you can see some more examples of what the cards will look like. We've included over 60 walls for you to build, each one of them more entertaining than the last. Solve them all, then build your own designs. And as you can see, it says Binary Arts, the smart toy people. That's another one of those logos, of their logos and solutions. So that's what the solution might look like at the back. Something similar on the other side, more examples of bricks. And let's just get this open. If you noticed, the person who put the box together actually put the tray backwards. Haha, silly of them. Let's get this open. This might have taken years to come out or be purchased. There's the tray. There's the box. We'll stand it up. There we are. And here is the card deck. Now it seems to have it has been placed in a sandwich bag. Always neat. And here we are. We've got the card deck. Now we also have the bricks themselves. Now let me just position this camera. And let me just say, I've actually had this before, but it has long since left my possession. And I can only assume it's been accidentally given away or something worse. Now if we were to use our grip, we can actually see the brick wall, which obviously is not a brick wall only, otherwise it wouldn't have been an interesting puzzle. And here we have multiple pieces. So, what shall we do first? A very detailed observation of the puzzle. We have what appears to be and feels to be completely solid blocks. And each one resembles 3 bricks that have been connected or glued, but quite clearly it's been molded. Similarly to dominoes and bulk dominoes, if you have never heard of them, try to go to 22 Dominoes 22. I'll meet you there, unless you're still watching. And as you can see, you can find where they've started molding this piece. They drop and drizzle some plastic, molten or melted plastic into the mold, and you can see some of it drying or not completely filling up because the plastic dried up before the whole thing could. So you see these weird effects. And there's some artifacts. I saw that there are little circles. It might not be too obvious, but there are circles or they might have pushed the piece out of the mold, so they might have pushed it out that way. And you can see something similar for this as well. There's some circles and there are some lines from molding, so kind of weird. And this one has some textures, I guess. But these are actually high quality. This is the reason why I've repurchased this, is because if you were to have a brick in between a piece like so, you can just place it like that and it'll just very neatly slide. You know how Lego has to very carefully mold their things and design their bricks so that they will hold on to each other through friction? That means they have a really specific or particular tolerance. This one has just small enough tolerance so that there's no friction whatsoever. So puzzle creation is very nice and neat. Now, something I just noticed here is that there's a bit of plastic coming out. Wow, that's quite odd. Let's get this out. But for the most part, this is a pretty hard and sturdy puzzle. So, let's see what we have. Here we've got the cards again, and it says you're missing pieces. And, whoops, off-center pieces, or holes, 3 set samples, 2 set samples, and here we've got the 4 set samples, and then we've got the puzzle cards, the main puzzles. So you have puzzle 60, which has a brick there, or a brick wall, and on the back side you can see this kind of thing. Now the cool thing about this is that when you assemble these different walls, see there's some more examples, it says here not freestanding. Most of them will actually be freestanding. So if it doesn't say that on the bottom of the card, you can actually make this brick wall standing vertically. And there are many different versions you can do here. Another cool thing about this, I don't know if you'd call it cool or a bad design thought. Actually, if you were to have this open like so, and you're not going through the puzzles backwards, well, let's assume you are, we're going to get this, and if you place it like that, you now have a stand for the card, which is pretty neat, I think. So let's try puzzle number 60, and basically the rules are, match this pattern using only these 5 bricks, and no cutting, of course, and no gluing of bricks. So there's a couple of tricks to this. One of them is just to become very familiar with your bricks, so that you know what kind of pieces are impossible, or what pieces you have left and what you can still use. So quite clearly, this piece with this jig or jag offset there can be on the bottom right part of the brick wall. And you can add this piece in the bottom middle, and so on and so forth. At this point, it's impossible to make the left jig or jag, because we don't have any more pieces that are like that. You might have something like this, where it goes off to the side, but you have this extra brick that is stuck. So you could try to imagine where bricks might be possible, where if you have this one, maybe you can attach this or balance this like so. But you soon find that you are still missing a brick. So what is a possible solution? Maybe instead of this piece, you can have this piece right over here. And you can place this upside down like this. And then you can place this like here. And then this piece can go right like that. And this will give you exactly the wall we're looking for. So to better show that, we can place this like here, and you can see that there's a match right there. It's quite nifty. And then if you look on the other side, you can see that I've actually matched the exact solution. There's that piece on top, and I have this piece over here, and I have this piece, the staircase kind of thing, and that piece, and that piece. So that's just one of the many different brick walls you can have there. There's another one maybe we'll go for a classic one like this one. This is puzzle number 1, so I went from 1 to 60, so I guess it might be implied that you can do everything now. But this one, in fact, is a little bit more difficult because there's a lot more ways you can cram a piece into the ends or corners here of the wall. So let's just do some experimenting and hope that this camera doesn't explode from overheating, as it's giving me a warning sign now. So let's see. Our goal is to make a pyramid of some sort, and I have just accidentally done it immediately. Okay, usually you'd have some occasion when something is off and you want to try finding new pieces to replace. And I just noticed you can also do that. That'd be kind of interesting to use as a display configuration. And just to show for comparison, I've actually, I guess, mourned the loss of the puzzle before, and I purchased a knockoff version. So we can find through a comparison the quality of these bricks. Now this knockoff puzzle just happened to have come in a, well, quite frankly, cheap drawstring bag. And it also came with its own deck of cards. It says here puzzle cards. 40 puzzle cards. Well, mine comes with 60, haha, or 60 plus. And it has something similar as well. So let's get this quickly open so we can take a look at this. And it appears that they've actually tried to increase the quality of their puzzles. So if you can see, by comparison, theirs is 3-dimensional, and this one is 1-dimensional. If I were to try to find the original one, it would take me forever. But I found this at a night market, this version. And the bricks themselves are not quite that good. At the moment, there's a bunch of flakes on it, not sure why. Now, the first thing you'll notice is that it's a nicer, brighter red, and it's much more uniform in color. However, the cards themselves are a slightly poorer quality than the Binary Arts one. These ones are thicker, and these ones are much lighter and thinner because they're lighter. And I don't know. This one has a worse finish at the edges. There's like bits of card coming out. Well, you can see all these white bits here. Now, the plastic bits themselves, this part most especially, if you were to try to place a brick in between, there's a lot of friction and a really high tolerance. So whenever you try to assemble something, you have to use some force to pull apart these two bricks, or these two bricks, if you're trying to make a picture. It's not consistent too, it just pivots around a certain part. So it's just a little bit tight, decreasing the quality of this and not making it fun. Also, it feels really light, a little bit cheaper, and probably it's hollow as well. But let's see what happens when we try to make one of these things here. Okay, let's see if I can recall what the solution was. Or if I can cheat. Oh. Okay, so let's do it this way. That's there. Nope. Ah, here we are. And we have to force that there. And there we go. So you can see both puzzles. You have the original, no, that's the original, and this one is the knockoff version. And again, you can really see that this holds on for dear life. So there's an unnecessary friction or tolerance there. And right here, you have a very nicely created or designed piece. If you look here, there's just a very slight gap, just enough so that there's no friction whatsoever or clamping power. So quite clearly this is the more superior puzzle. It also comes with a built-in stand, so that is very nice, though it comes in a fragile box, which is why it came in a lot of bubble wrap. So Let's set everything up for the thumbnail without toppling things over. And even though I've done a pretty thorough job about the puzzle, I hope I can do a more organized and more detailed feature of this puzzle in another video. But this has been an unboxing of the brick by brick puzzle by Binary Arts. Thanks for watching.